going to take you through a step-by-step tutorial on how to create an online course as a total beginner. I'll break down every detail, from the early planning stages to actually selling your course. Creating an online course might feel overwhelming at first, especially if you're new to it, but trust me, by the end of this, you'll have a clear roadmap. Step 1. Choose your course topic. Let's start with something super important: choosing your course topic. Now, don't stress too much about this. You don't have to be the world's leading expert to teach something. In fact, it's sometimes better if you've just recently mastered a skill because you remember what it feels like to be a beginner. So think about what people usually come to you for advice on. It could be anything, from how to cook a particular dish, organize your home, or master a specific software. For example, maybe you've recently gotten into productivity and found a few strategies that really helped you stay organized. That's valuable, and people will want to learn from you because they relate to your journey. Step 2. Outline your course. Now that you've got your topic, let's talk about outlining your course. This is where most people get stuck, but don't worry, I've got a simple way to do this. Think about your course like a book. Every book has chapters, and every chapter is broken down into smaller sections, right? Your course works the same way. You'll have modules, which are the big chunks of information, and then lessons, which break it down into smaller, digestible pieces. For example, if you're teaching a course on photography, your modules might be choosing your equipment, mastering lighting, and editing like a pro. Each module should feel like a step forward in your student's journey, and every lesson should take them closer to their goal. One tip that helps is to start with the end in mind. Ask yourself, what do I want my students to have learned by the end of this course? Be clear about what transformation or results you want them to achieve. Let's say you're creating a course on meal prepping. By the end, you want them to be able to confidently plan and prep a week's worth of meals in under an hour. Once you know the end goal, you can reverse engineer the steps they need to get there. A lot of people worry about making their course content too simple or too complex. Here's what I suggest. Start with the basics. Even if your audience isn't full of beginners, everyone appreciates a refresher on the fundamentals. You can always add more advanced lessons later. The key is not to overwhelm your students right off the bat. For example, if you're teaching web design, don't throw them into the deep end with coding. Start with the very basics, like how to choose the right platform or how to design a clean layout, before you move on to more technical details. Another thing, don't hesitate to lean on tools like ChatGPT or similar AI platforms to help you brainstorm ideas or flesh out lesson scripts. Maybe you're feeling stuck on how to word something, or you're unsure about the flow of a lesson. AI can be a great way to get unstuck or even generate quizzes or summaries for your students. It's like having a co-writer right there with you. Step 3. Create your course content. Next, let's talk about creating the actual content. You've got your outline, you know what your modules and lessons will be, but how do you actually put this together? Video is the most popular format right now, and for good reason. People love visuals, and it's the most engaging form of learning, but you don't need fancy equipment to get started. Seriously, if you've got a smartphone with a decent camera and good lighting, you're good to go. The lighting is more important than you think, by the way. Even if you're recording on a phone, make sure you have enough light, whether that's natural sunlight or a ring light. You can pick up a basic ring light for less than $50, and it makes a world of difference. When you're recording, just take it one lesson at a time. You can fully write out what you're going to say and then read it to the camera, or you can write a few bullet points and freestyle it. Do what works best for you. Now, if the idea of sitting in front of a camera feels overwhelming, think about using screen recordings or slide presentations to supplement your lessons. Tools like Loom let you record your screen while you explain what's happening. This works great for tutorials where you're walking someone through a process. For example, if you're teaching how to use a software program, showing your students exactly where to click while narrating over the video can be super effective. Alternatively, you can hire a freelancer to record and edit the videos for you. Or you might even want to keep your course text-only. Think about what would work best for your topic and students. If you're unsure, have a look at other courses that people are making in your niche to get an idea. Step 4. Edit your course. Once you've filmed your videos, it's time to edit. If you're new to editing, don't panic. There are beginner-friendly tools out there like CapCut, which is straightforward to use. If you want to take it a step further, Adobe Premiere Pro is a powerful tool, though it comes with a bit of a learning curve. When you're editing, keep your lessons concise. People's attention spans are short, and you don't want to lose them halfway through. If you can get your point across in 10 minutes, don't stretch it to 20. At this stage, go through your whole course and make sure that it's genuinely helpful and that you're happy with everything. Step 5. Post your course. Okay, so you've outlined your course and created your content. Now it's time to think about where to host your course. This part can be a bit overwhelming because there are a lot of options. If you're looking for an all-in-one platform that's easy to use and handles things like payments and email marketing, check out Teachable or Thinkific. These platforms let you build your course and your landing page, and they take care of a lot of the tech stuff for you. Teachable, for example, offers an easy drag-and-drop system where you can upload videos videos, PDFs, and quizzes. The pricing is flexible too, so if you're just starting out, you can begin with their basic plan and scale up later as your course grows. On the other hand, if you're more tech-savvy and you want more control over your branding, you might want to use something like Kajabi. Kajabi offers more advanced features like website hosting, email automation, and even a mobile app for your students. It's a bit pricier, but worth it if you're planning on turning your course into a full-blown business. But if you want to get your feet wet without much investment, marketplaces like Udemy are a great option too. Just be aware that these platforms take a bigger cut of your earnings, and you'll have less control over pricing and branding. Speaking of pricing, a good rule of thumb is to start around $97 for a basic course and go higher for more in-depth material. If you're unsure, check out what similar courses are charging in your niche and position yourself accordingly. Step 6. Market and sell your course. You've created this amazing course, but now you need to get it in front of people. One strategy that works well is to build a community around your course using social media. You can create a private Facebook group where your students can interact with each other and with you. This not only adds value to your course, but also helps with word-of-mouth marketing. If your students feel supported and part of a community, they're more likely to tell others about it. And don't forget about pre-selling your course. This is a great way to validate your idea before you invest too much time and effort. Offer your course at a discounted price for early access, and get feedback from those early students to make improvements before you launch it to the public. You can also use this feedback in your marketing, sharing testimonials to build credibility and trust with potential buyers. That's the full breakdown of how to create an online course, step by step. It might seem like a lot, but take it one step at a time. By the end of this process, you'll have an amazing course that people will be excited to take. Let me know in the comments what course you're thinking of creating. And if you found this guide helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.